Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Stephen Hussey. In this video, I'm going to tell you a story about my heart attack and my healing recovery. I'll warn you, this story is going to make you frustrated, and it's going to make you wonder why doctors aren't more curious. Throughout my entire adult life, I'd always lived a healthy lifestyle. I ate a whole foods diet, exercised regularly, managed my type 1 diabetes very well, had low inflammatory markers on blood work, and in June 2020, I got a coronary artery calcium score and it came back as 0, meaning there was no calcified plaque in the arteries of my heart. 6 months after that coronary artery calcium score of 0, in January 2021, at the age of 34, I had a widowmaker heart attack. When they did a heart catheterization to dissolve the clot and place a stent, they found no atherosclerosis in my coronary arteries, just the clot that caused the heart attack. Other than cholesterol causes heart attacks, I received no explanation from the doctors in the hospital about why this happened. I give my explanations of why this happened in a talk I gave at Roanoke College, which is on my YouTube channel. It's called A Heart Attack Survivor Story. While in the hospital recovering, I had many questions about the medications and care they were recommending for my recovery. It was made very clear to me that there was no room for discussion on their recommendations, and I was told that unless I took the 5 medications they recommended for the rest of my life, I would develop heart failure and further heart disease. Based on my previous knowledge and under my own decision, I personally decided to only take a blood thinner, and I took that for only 6 months after the heart attack. At my 3-month follow-up, testing showed that the conduction and ejection fraction of my heart, which were initially damaged from the heart attack, had returned to normal. My doctor told me that he was glad I decided to take my medications because that was the only way I could have gotten this result. I told him that I was only taking the blood thinner and that I planned to stop doing that in another 3 months. And I told him that I was doing my own healing routine. He did not ask me what that routine was. Why was he not curious? When I was having the heart attack and they used the heart catheterization to save my life, they used a device to seal the artery after they were done. Unfortunately, this device changed the way the blood flowed into my leg, and I developed plaque in the artery of my thigh. This plaque restricted the blood flow to my lower leg, making things as simple as walking painful to do. The original ultrasound scan of my leg showed that the artery was 75 to 99% blocked by plaque. I was again recommended medications, and I again decided not to take them. I continued my personal healing routine. 1 year after that initial ultrasound, the next ultrasound showed that the plaque in my artery had dropped to 0 to 50% blocking the artery. A year after that, the next test showed that my artery was normal. I reversed atherosclerosis in the artery of my leg without taking any medications. Last week, I had the test again, and for the second time in a row, the artery tested normal. As a fun fact, you should know that the cholesterol levels I had during this healing were much higher than what's recommended as normal. I am considered what's been called a lean mass hyperresponder, and my metabolism makes my cholesterol this high when I eat a low-carb diet and am metabolically healthy. Normal and healthy LDL levels are said to be 100 or lower. Despite this, my healing took place when I had levels of 241, 242, 222, 318, and 452 at various times while I healed my artery and my heart. After the first test that showed the artery in my leg had returned to normal, the vascular surgeon told me that we can't say that it's better because we just don't see these things get better. At that time, I gave him a copy of my book and told him it might interest him. Last week, after I got the second normal test, all he told me was that I didn't need to keep coming anymore because there was no reason to keep testing. Why was he not curious about what I did? If Western medicine is ever going to get better results, it needs more openness and curiosity as to different ways that we can heal. My message to you is to not be like those doctors. Don't get stuck in dogma. If you're struggling with your health, seek out different information. Be curious. During my healing, my diet stayed the same, my exercise stayed the same, my stress, unfortunately, stayed about the same, and the only medication I took was that blood thinner for 6 months. What I added to heal was lots of infrared light exposure from sunlight and infrared sauna. I did lots of grounding by putting my skin in direct contact with the earth. And I set my body to the circadian rhythm of the day-night cycle. You can find out more details about why this strategy helped heal my heart and arteries, and more about what I think actually causes heart disease, by either scrolling through my social media and reading things for free, or going on YouTube for free and watching the talk I gave at Antithetic Conference Baltimore called The Biophysics of Lipidology, or you could buy my book called Understanding the Heart. That's all for now. Stay curious out there.